Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn about folds. What are folds? Okay, yeah. So first I'm going to explain this to you. See, this is a diagram made here. I have made suppose this is a rock layer and I apply force from both the direction from here and here. Okay, so what will happen? So this force I want to compress means I want to press it into a smaller space. Okay, I want to press it into a smaller space, then it will get converted into this. After the application of force, it will become like this. So this structure is called fold. Okay, the folds are the curved or zigzag structure shown by rock beds. This was a rock bed. I applied force on it from both the sides towards the same point. Then what happened? It became curved or zigzag. Sometimes the structure becomes zigzag also. So this type of structure shown by rock layers or rock beds are called folds. Now we will understand what is the definition of folding. Folding is a process of making folds and it is done by nature. Okay, the bending of rock strata means layers. The bending of rock strata due to compressional forces. Compression means a force that is applied from both the sides and means to press something into smaller space. That is that kind of force in which presses something into a smaller space is called compression forces. So the bending of rock layers or strata due to compressional forces acting towards a common point from opposite direction is called folding. Let us understand this. This means that yeah, bending of rock layers. So this bending. So the bending of rock layers due to compressional forces. When I applied force on this rock layer from both the sides, uh, yeah, and that force was acting towards the same point, towards this point. We can say the bending of rock strata due to the compression force. The bending of rock layers due to the bending. Yeah, suppose it's a pencil and I bend it like this, and it becomes like this. So the bending of rock strata due to compressional forces at a same point towards a common point and in opposite direction. These are from opposite direction. One from this direction and other is from this direction. It's called folding. So this process is called folding. Okay. Now we will discuss the different parts of folds. Okay. What are the parts of fold? So I have made a 2D diagram. This is a two-dimensional diagram of fold, and this is a three-dimensional diagram of fold. Okay. So yeah, it is like this. Okay. This much also it is a fold, and this much also it is a fold. So the first thing we have to understand in this is what is a limb. What is a limb? You know, as we all human beings have limbs, our hands and legs are our limbs. Just like that, these folds also have limbs. And limb is yeah, you can see I have made a line here and one line here. Okay, so and this point and this point. Okay, so before understanding the limb, we will have to understand what is an anticline and what is an syncline. Okay, no, first I will make you understand limb. So this part and this part is called limb. Okay, it's the sloping sides of fold from crest or trough are called limbs. Um, for the time being, you just yeah, learn that this part is called crest, this part is called crest, and this is called trough. So the sloping sides. So these are the sides, and that are sloping means inclining to downwards. The sloping sides of fold from crest to trough are called limbs. So this is the limb, and from this crest to here will be one more trough, so that this is the limb. So these are the limbs. Sloping sides of fold are called limbs. Okay. So this was the definition of limb. Now let us move ahead. What is an anticline? Anticline is an upfold where the limbs dip away from the axis of fold on either side. Means, yeah, this is the diagram of anticline. You see, this much part is anticline. Okay, The part I am showing you is anticline. In this, what is happening? This is an upfold. The fold is in upward direction. Upward direction. So this is an upfold, and in this, the limbs. These limbs are dipping. These limbs are dipping away from the axis. Oh, sorry, I have made them wrong. Yeah, these are dipping away from the axis. This is a line, and this line is called axis, and these limbs are dipping away from the axis. Right, this is moving here and this is moving here. Okay, so anticline is an upfold where the limbs dip or go away from the axis of fold on either side. On both the sides, the limbs are going away from the axis. Okay, now then the next definition is syncline. Syncline is a downfold where the limbs dip towards the axis of fold on either side. In this, what happens? Okay, yeah. Syncline is a downfold, so you can say this fold is in downward direction, and in this, what happens? The limbs, yeah, dip in towards the axis. Okay, the dip, yeah, the limbs dip towards the axis. Okay, so this is called a syncline. This much part. Okay, this whole part is syncline. Okay. Okay, next is crest. Crest is the topmost part of the anticline of fold. Okay, the topmost part of the anticline. This is an anticline. Anticline is basically a upfold, and its topmost part. So this topmost part is called crest. And similarly, another definition is trough. What is a trough? Trough is the lowermost part of the syncline of fold. Okay, this is a syncline. You see, this diagram is a syncline, and the lowermost part, this part is called trough. Okay, now let us move ahead. In this three-dimensional diagram, you can see this is the crest and this is the trough. And now let us move ahead. What is the axial plane? Axial plane, an imaginary plane or surface that divides a fold symmetrically, is called axial plane. It is an imaginary plane. It doesn't exist in reality. An imaginary, that is, it is a plane or it is a surface that divides the fold symmetrically. Symmetrically means in two equal parts. Okay, and what is an axis? Line of intersection between axial plane and the fold. Okay, it is a line of intersection between the axial plane and the fold. That line is called axis. I have one more definition of it. Line formed at the place where axial plane cuts the fold. That line is called axis. Means the line that is formed by the intersection of axial plane and the fold. And at that place, that the line is formed. The line that is formed is called axis. Okay. Seventh definition is of crestal plane. You know, crest, we have studied the topmost part of the anticline. Okay, so there is a separate crest for each bed. For each bed we are having a separate crest. So a plane that consists of many crests means, suppose it is a plane and this have many crests, 2 3 4, and the plane that will be here is called crestal plane. And a plane that consists of many troughs, suppose these are many troughs, 3 4 troughs, and a plane that will be here is called trough plane. Okay, and what is the hinge? It is a line along which the change in amount or direction of dip takes place. So suppose this is this dip in, yeah, these limbs dip in away from each other, and after some times what happen? It becomes like this. Okay, and this is a line, and so now the amount of dip has changed. Okay, amount of dip has changed and the direction has also changed. Direction that doesn't change, but amount of dip has changed. So it is a line where the amount of dip or direction of dip changes. So this line is called hinge. Okay, now let us I will show you. So what I told you about axial plane, it is a plane that divides an fold into two equal parts. So this plane is dividing, so this plane is called axial plane, and the line formed by intersection of axial plane, and fold is called axis. So this line is called axis, and everything is clear now. So notes.